I think it's about time that I show you my very best tips in Stardew Valley that you can use at any stage of the game. First, did you know that you can still talk to Robin on Tuesdays? Just stand here at exactly 9:40 a.m. and click her register while she's moving past you. Mister in the morning, you can also come back at 8 p.m. to do the exact same thing. Next up, don't waste your time watering all your giant crop spots. As of 1.6, you actually only need the top left crop to be fully grown and watered every day. The rest of the spots can just be seeds, and you'll still get a giant crop. Beautiful. Birthdays are the best. You can actually give an NPC up to 3 gifts during their special week. 2 normal and 1 birthday that gives you extra friendship points. Oh, and make sure to give them a gift of Stardrop Tea to get a whopping 3 full hearts. Come here, Linus. Wondering what the best weapon is for the mine? It's the clubs and hammers, of course. But why? Well, when you right-click to activate the secondary attack, you can immediately spam your left click to hit up to 6 times instead of the regular 2. So you can mash multiple monsters mercilessly. Have you ever had to abandon precious items in the mines because of a full inventory? Well, fear not. Just head back up to the top floor and dump your goodies in a chest and keep on mining. If you're someone who never remembers to check birthdays, just buy a calendar from Robin and put it next to your bed. You'll never forget to check again. Now, you can choose to ignore Mayor Lewis's birthday. Next, do you know that you can go to Carolyn's sunroom between the 22nd and the 28th of any season, and you can harvest some tea-licious leaves from her green tea plant? Can't remember to bring love gifts for loners like Sebastian and the Wizard? Put a chest full of them near their room, and you'll always have one on speed dial. They deserve it. Just watch out for any NPCs walking into that chest. Lastly, your slingshot can shoot much more than just stone. It can shoot all types of ores, fruits and vegetables, and even an egg or 2. I think I have a few targets in mind. Here are the most underrated books that will change your game of Stardew Valley. Next time you lose your items in the mines because of a rogue slime, fear not, Marlon's got you covered. You could grab the Mapping Cave Systems book from his room and get a 50% discount on all item recovery services. Next up, the price catalog. I know what you're gonna say. Wild, it doesn't even do anything. Listen, when you're in the late game, trying to scrounge as much money as you can to get that golden clock, I promise being able to see your item prices will save you so much time. Thank me later. Oh, and a super quick shout out to the Dwarvish Safety Manual. I do a lot of bombing in Stardew Valley for, reasons. So that 25% damage reduction is super nice. And finally, the best one of all, the Alleyway Buffet. But not because you can get more items from the trash, but because you can use it as a loved gift for Linus. We love you, buddy. Now it's time to focus on one particular way that you can absolutely make a bankload of money using Legacy RNG in Stardew Valley. Did you know you can also farm infinite clay with Stardew Valley's Legacy RNG? Clay can be used to craft so many useful items. It can build the silo, and of course, it sells for a pretty penny. Once you've loaded up a Legacy RNG Stardew Valley game, or a version before 1.6, you'll just need to head down to the beach anytime outside of winter. We're going to be looking at a different pattern to the winter forage route. It looks complicated, but it only requires 4 simple moves. First, you dig this spot until you get a piece of clay. Then you do a knight's move until here, and follow this pattern for a total of 6 times. Then head to the left, directly above your first till spot. Perform the knight's move 4 times. Third, go back to the first spot and just dig above everything you've already done by 1 tile. Lastly, go back to the first line again and dig diagonally to the first line's second spot and knight's move all the way along again. And that's it. Just repeat the pattern over and over and you'll have bucketfuls of clay. Who cares about the beach, right? Thank me later. Right, now here's a way that you can improve your everyday gameplay with some buffs in Stardew Valley. Buffs give you special abilities that do everything from increase your stats to making you invincible. You can only have 1 food buff and 1 drink buff active at any given time. So if you eat or drink something new, your old one gets buffed out. Here's how you can use food and drink to help you with those tricky mine floors. You'll want to grab a defense buff so enemies pack less of a punch. Up your max energy to keep you going all night long, or eat some lucky food to find those staircases quicker. The only buffs that can be stacked are luck, speed, and energy. And you can do this by combining these food and drinks, making you the best miner in town. Did you know that if you talk to the Desert Festival's chef, he'll cook you up a meal that gives you a +3 buff? You'll answer a series of questions that correspond to this table of dishes, so you can pick which buff you want to get that day. Just look at those creepy hands move. But the best way to get buffs in Stardew Valley is by touching the new Statue of Blessing each day to get a random buff. You'll get the Statue of Blessing after completing the farming mastery, and it costs a lot of resources to make. There's 7 possible buffs that you can get, but the best ones are the Blessing of Infinite Energy, or the blessing that gives you +1 extra luck, or 50% extra speed. You can get these every single day. Here's what you need to know about buffs from rings in Stardew Valley. Rings are found from killing monsters, crafting by leveling up your combat, or in chests, and you can equip up to 2 of them at any given time. Here's a couple of my favorites. First up, the Savage Ring. You'll get this from the Adventurers Guild after killing 150 Shadow Brutes, and it gives you a +2 speed buff for 3 seconds every time you kill a monster. Next up, the Warrior's Ring, which you can craft at combat level 4. With this ring equipped, killing monsters will net you a +10 attack buff for 5 seconds. The Iridium Band is crafted at combat level 9 and gives you a glow effect, a magnet effect, and a 10% attack buff. It's a literal lifesaver in those serpent-infested Skull Cavern floors. And finally, the Hot Java Ring, increasing the chances for monsters to drop that beautiful speed buffing coffee. But how do you get the best buff setup? Well, all the ring buffs stack with the existing ones, including any combined buffs from consuming food and drink. So stack your rings, chow down on your favorite meals, and it's game over for those monsters. All right, now it's time to prepare for the absolute hardest things in Stardew Valley that I quite frankly don't even have any tips for. Vector's Challenge isn't the hardest thing in Stardew Valley. These are 3 words: talking to Sebastian. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the guy. He's a cool dude and he's a great programmer. But talking to him feels like trying to catch the legend with a bamboo pole. But what about remembering Marnie's opening hours? I've sunk hours into this game, but I always get it wrong every single day. You need some hay on Monday morning? Nope. Tuesday afternoon you need a new pig? Yeah, not gonna happen, pal. She shuts at 4 p.m, but for some reason, I always think it's 6. But for me, the hardest thing to do in Stardew Valley, well, that's giving Lewis back his shorts. Yeah, I know it's pretty easy to do, but I just can't do it. It's too good. Sorry, Lewis, we love you, buddy. But what do you think the hardest thing to do in Stardew Valley is?